Surprise! Guess who's in town? It's Trisbrina.
Welcome everyone to the Trisbrina Show, and tonight's episode is how to heal and manifest like a ninja.
Are you ready to unlock your full potential and create your life by design?
Well, join us tonight on the Trisbrina Show as we reveal how to heal and manifest, like I said, like a true life force ninja. A ninja is somebody that's really good at something.
Yeah, they're like an expert. And we're going to be sharing today what we believe is the real reason behind why unwanted pain and limiting beliefs keep coming back again and again. But more importantly, what do we do about it?
Right. So many of our clients and students say, hey, my knee was feeling better, but it's hurting again. Or, hey, that new boyfriend was really great, but then he started to act just like that old one. Or, hey, I made some money, but then I lost it. Like, why do these things happen and what can we do about it?
That's right. You'll finally understand why traditional methods, the ones that we've all tried, often fall short. And you're going to learn about, guess what? Your body's energy system and how tapping into it can totally, completely, unequivocally transform your life. We're not kidding.
And then this is a really fun part. We're going to share an illustration that's going to show you how to dissolve stuck energy, release your limiting beliefs, and skyrocket your ability to manifest. And the way that we will show you in this diagram, you'll walk away tonight with like a, oh, duh. No wonder that keeps coming back. I need to do this. I need to do this one thing because it's the real reason.
I know, and it all sounds so too easy, but what if it could be? Let's have a good run here. So welcome everybody to the show. We see you joining us live. Great to have you here. You know, many, many moons ago, we got on this whole energy kick because we, like many of you, tried everything under the sun when it comes to personal growth, when it comes to spiritual transformation, when it comes to working on your mind, rewiring your brain. There's so many wonderful personal development technologies out there, but we found that there's a root cause behind the issues. And yes, there's many ways to try to address the symptoms, but if you don't get to the real root, that's why things keep coming back. And we're going to show you what that root is and what to do about it.
Yeah, and sometimes that one root is the cause of many different issues. And do we want to do the ABC?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's start there.
So I think this really helps you understand what we mean by root cause. By the way, we have a program that we're launching right now, and the doors are open, and we're going to tell you about it later and give you a big discount and lots of bonuses. And we shared about that program during our Alive and Thrive 3-day virtual event last weekend. And some of the trainings that we're going to share with you tonight were a few of the highlights that people were like, encore, encore. So if you attended that event, you're going to really enjoy seeing some of this again. So the ABC. So the way that I see it, you know, for me, I was in a pretty bad car accident. My leg got all folded up, airbags exploded, and we're sitting on the side of the curb. Anyway,
after the accident, we crawled out of the car, out of a minivan that we were passengers in the back of.
That had a head-on collision with the truck.
Yes.
So when I flew forward, my leg got bent in a certain way, overly bent, and jammed into the front seat, resulting in what they tell me there's no cartilage under the kneecap. And they wanted to do surgeries and a lot of things like that. And using the life force tools that we share with our students and just basic science, right? Oh, if my knees are hurting, I can probably focus on some other areas that are going to support them. So we look at the whole picture. We don't just look at the muscles, but we do look at muscles. We don't just look at the bones, and we don't just look at the meditation and the woo, because it's all a package. Okay, so I'm going to use the example of the knee. So let's say my knee's bothering me. My knees bother me when I walk downstairs. So I said, oh, what am I going to do about that knee?
And it's been bothering you for years.
Yeah, I've been doing all the knee therapy, but it's not working. So I go to physical therapy, and the physical therapist says, oh, do this one stretch. Have you heard that? Do this one stretch.
Yeah.
And or these two stretches. And you know what? You start doing it, and like, oh, my knee feels better. Why is that? And the physical therapist says, because it actually wasn't your knee that was causing the problem. Your problem was that your hips weren't they were out of alignment. So these stretches are putting your hips in alignment. Therefore, that knee is not getting double the load because your hips are level. Yay, I'm cured. And you go on your way. And then all of a sudden, oh man, that knee's bothering me again. And then what we say is, why? Well, let's go one step back. So we have the knee, C, we have the hip, B, but what's causing the hip to be out of alignment? And for us, the root cause is there was a misalignment in the flow of the body's energy. There is an energy block. There's something that isn't flowing in an optimal, healthy way so that the body is not getting all the messages that it needs, all the oxygen that it needs, and all the energy that it needs, which means the information that it needs to heal. And what do you think about that?
Well, I think that's a really good example of how things link together. And it could be as simple as the energy's off and only the hip is hurting. But sometimes when things have been chronic, they've been going on for a long time, the body can kind of daisy chain from one area to another, and you end up going down these rabbit holes of pain, like whack-a-mole, trying to knock out the pain, and then why does it keep coming back? So some people will even go down the pathway of the mind and worrying about it, right? Or psychosoma means your mind affects your body. But even when you go before the mind, there's the energy. So that's where we like to start, and this was just from years and years of trying so many things. And yes, it's true, sometimes your knee is out of alignment and you just need a good massage and that goes away. We're talking about chronic pain. When we opened up the call today, we said issues that keep coming back, right?
And an issue could be chronic worrying, IBS, insomnia,
migraines,
aches, pain, stiffness.
We want to go after the chronic stuff that continues to plague us.
A lack of abundance.
Let's get these issues out of the body.
Because some people have that, right? They're chronically have more month than money.
So energy's everything, right? Like this is why we love energy work so much. It truly is the root of all the things. Energy animates the entire universe. It's growing everything on this planet. It's breathing us. It's healing our wounds. It's digesting our food. It's spinning the planet around the sun. Like all the things are happening, right? The sun goes around us, right? Or do we go around the sun? We go around the sun. Okay, she gave me that
He was
look.
kidding.
Just joking.
Maybe the moon goes around us.
Yeah, something that goes around
That's
us.
not our expertise. You need energy, you need well-being, you need optimal health, you need a positive mindset. You come to us. You need astrology.
Not our strong point. Okay, so
astronomy.
Yes.
So
or
I really liked what Tristan just said. Like, let's say with the knee, after it keeps coming back, I could start thinking, gosh, I'm the person with the bum knee. I'm the person that I have to make sure there's a handrail. I can't wear heels, right? Can't wear high heels. This, and this. I'm defining myself. And so when we say creating an identity, the identity is basically what I believe to be true about myself, what I can and cannot do. This has nothing to do with whether or not it is true, right? Because it could be true that in this state of this is not where I am right now. I feel good. But in this state of my healing, it could be in heels, it is very difficult to walk downstairs, or kneeling down to clean a bathtub, being on my knees is extremely uncomfortable. Those could be facts, but the identity happens with that story around it, that it's sort of who I am, and I'm thinking about it when I'm making decisions. Like when somebody goes, oh, I can't go on the family vacation because I would be a burden, blah, blah, blah. So that's what we mean by the identity.
Absolutely. So let's now talk about these issues in the tissues. You've probably heard that saying. And we're not just talking about pain issues, but we're talking about mental identity stories that get trapped in the tissues as well. And I know that's a bit of a stretch for some people, but for anyone who's watching a show like this, you guys are already there. You know that you have a thought. Your thought, depending on how you look at it, creates an electrical signal that then it creates a feeling in the body, and the body is listening to thoughts, and thoughts and feelings create your emotions, right?
Because you feel that way, you have a different thought.
And you end up in these cycles of looping information pathways. We also know that when we fire the brain up, we are releasing little chemicals known as neural peptides that go down in the body, and they inject information into the cells. And those peptides can be happy hormones, happy peptides, and make you feel great, but they can be very not so nice peptides like cortisol and adrenaline and epinephrine and things that make us worry, make us feel anxious, make our bodies feel tight and ache. So we know one way or another the information is going into the body and then it gets trapped. Now, one of the tissues that traps the information in the body, the main one, is your fascia, which is connective tissue. And what we've identified over many, many decades of working with energy work, working with brain retraining, positive affirmations, positive psychology, hypnotherapy, wonderful modalities that are out there. If we keep going through that ABC model Sabrina talked about, we end up at energy, meaning that there's a disruption in the healthy flow of the life force energy. Now, this has been mapped out by the ancients for thousands of years.
And backed by science.
And now today, backed by science, that shows that these energy pathways, also known as meridians, that the acupuncturists manipulate with little needles and massages and tonics and things like that, they say that if the energy is not flowing correctly through the body, kind of like water flowing through a garden hose, it's going to back up, it's going to get depleted, it's going to cause issues in the body. Now, what blocks that energy flow is the tissues getting tight around these beautiful little rivers or meridian pathways. So fascia, it gets dehydrated, it gets tight through inflammation, injuries, lack of movement, even thoughts.
Yeah.
It gets adhesions.
If fascia is tight, it would be, do you remember the telephones that we had when we were kids? You picked up the hand receiver and there was the curly wire. Well, what if that curly wire became so dry and brittle that it could just like not bend, not move? Oh, yeah.
It would get so dried up.
That's what fascia would like. Then the phone couldn't then you couldn't hear that person, and that's how information stops being able to flow. That when your fascia isn't pliable and wet and able to move and resilient, you're not getting information feedback. It also doesn't feel good. I have had times where a certain part of my body feels like dried up old leather, right? It feels tight.
I've had parts
stuck.
Go and rip and feel like so stuck and my joints are compressed.
Frozen shoulder feels like that.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of feeling that we're talking about. The difference of moving with this fluidity versus this like stiff.
Now here's a bridge that you've got to cross if this is going to make sense to you, the way we're articulating this. When people think about fascia, you've probably heard of myofascial release or therapy. And that's because it works on your physical body to make your physical body feel better. So if you're like, hey, you guys are talking to me, I have pain in my shoulder, I have pain in my hip, I have pain in my knee or my back, I will do the fascia work because I want to get those adhesions out, I want my energy to flow, and I want my physical vitality. But we're asking you to cross another bridge, and we're saying, not only issues in the tissues that make the tissues hurt, we're saying mental issues getting trapped in the energy pathways within the fascia that are causing worry, anxiety, sadness, depression, scarcity, lack consciousness. We're saying that those thoughts are feelings that get in the body. They're embodied.
You've probably heard the body is always listening.
Yes, it's keeping score, as they say.
The body keeps score. The body has a memory. I mean, you've all felt your body react in ways that are emotional, that prove that the body is feeling, right? Like what is that lump in your throat when you get upset and you're trying to talk? What are those butterflies? What is the diarrhea when you're nervous? What is the shaking when something traumatic happens or you have to go on stage?
Those are physical outcroppings of the mind affecting the body, known as psychosoma. Let's keep crossing that bridge. So if the tissue gets tight and it pinches off the energy flow, and the energy, when it's not flowing, there's a saying in energy psychology, the root cause, you should write this down if you don't know this, the root cause of negative emotions is a disruption or blockage in your energy system. A blockage in your energy system can cause negative emotions. How is that possible? because those feelings, which are energy, getting stuck in your body, like you were just saying so clearly, emotions getting trapped in the body. Here's what happens. We go and we do mental work, positive psychology, affirmations, even hypnosis, and we get a little bit of traction. We get a little bit of transformation. But then we open the show with, and why does it keep coming back? Because we only worked on it here with our thinking. And we have to work on the thinking of the body. Your subconscious mind lives in your body as well as your brain. That's it. If you get that, you get the whole thing, because now you know where to start your transformation journey with your body.
Yep.
Okay, so since we teach energy work and Qigong and all these cool things, when we created a program based on like being a ninja of your life force, like you're super good at moving your chi, when your energy starts flowing, it gets big and it affects the way you feel. And it affects your emotions, because as your energy goes up, your emotions do. Emotions are how you read your energy. A sad emotion, a negative emotion, just means your energy is really pinched off. It's not flowing, it's skewed. When you feel abundant and happy and joyful, your energy system is aligned, the energy is flowing, and the emotions come up.
Yep.
So when we are happy and we're putting good energy out, and we have to cross another bridge, and we start talking about putting energy into the field and attracting things into our life. That's what we mean by a life force ninja, somebody who's super clear on their emotions, what they want, why they want it, and their energy's really good.
Yeah.
We can put that out. To become a life force ninja, you need to know some energy techniques. So in our programs, we use Qigong to teach people how to do that. But that's not enough.
And we use Qigong activators to unblock stuck energy that leads to fear, doubt, worry, pain. You want to unblock it and get the energy moving. We also use ways to get more mental clarity.
And that's where we bring the personal development that a lot of people already love together. We bring that with the energy work. You were saying?
It's not just like, we'll just know it's energy, blink, it's done. No, there are things that you can do to release the energy. But when you take something away, sometimes you get to put something else back in. And I was saying, there are ways to rewire the brain. There are mental processes. There are things you can do to upgrade that identity, to actually see something different, to move into greater faith, to see the world through more the eyes of possibility with believing in it, and helping you lean into the version of you that doesn't have those problems. And our illustration's really going to
We're about to do the illustration. Here's something that will help you understand the illustration. So energy in our body, when it's lower, when it's fear-based, when it's survival, it gets trapped down here. It's in the lower energy centers and energy gates. The energy needs to rise up. As the energy comes up, so does your emotions and so does your consciousness. It's called higher vibration, higher consciousness. It happens in the body. The old yogic traditional systems and Qigong, they teach you how to raise your energy. But the energy cannot rise if there's issues in the body. The body, when it's in tightness, when it's in fear, when it's in reactivity, will keep the energy down. So you work through your body and then you learn to lift it. And watch in our illustration how important it is to raise your vibration, because it'll be the answer to how to manifest like a ninja. Shall we?
We shall.
All right, here we go. This was a home run at our event, so we hope this brings a lot of clarity to you. Get some water, get a tea. Probably going to take a couple of minutes to show this to you, but it's well worth the watching time. All right.
You want to grab the board?
I'm just going to test this microphone to make sure everyone can hear you. Hi, everybody. Yep. They can hear you. Oh, look at that. What did you do?
Well, our little puppy's in here. I gave him a box.
Behind you.
And that box is now
Behind
in
you.
about, 45 pieces?
Yep. And we may need to flip that. I don't remember if we have to, but we'll find out in just a moment. I'll open up a window so we can see what it looks like. Yes. So It is correct. I think we're fine.
How can you tell? Okay.
Because there's words on the top.
Oh, all right. So, here we go. And you know what? I found out what I was doing. I was turning the lid the wrong way. There we go. So, we're going to start down here, and we're going to draw, I'm going to call her Sally. Uh-oh, I almost drew a man's hat. We'll make it a little cute woman's hat. Okay, so this is Sally. Now, Sally...
Can she have some hair? Give her some Sally hair. There we go. Cute.
Okay, so that's Sally. Boy, she's little. Now, Sally is putting out a vibrational frequency, right? Because we all do. And what is that vibrational frequency she's sending out in resonance with? What is it a match to? What is it? Well, let's say it's the level of, this is how I draw fitness. I draw a person with biceps. Okay? It's her current level of fitness. It is her ability to open her heart. It may be her love life. It's a vibrational match to how she perceives money. Does she feel not enoughness? Is she feeling an abundance? It has nothing to do with how much is in the bank. So that's enough. We'll just say those, right? So if her frequency, and we'll just play around like it's a musical note, we'll say it's do. Guess what the frequency of everything in her life? Do.
So do you know what she means by frequency? Everybody is putting off energy. You know, when you walk into a room and someone says, I love your energy, or you feel somebody, they're emanating a type of charisma or magnetism. We all have the ability to broadcast or emanate our energy. It's called your energy set point.
Now up here is a higher level of fitness. More love. That could be romantic love. It can be family. Feeling rich inside and outside. Pain-free. Sleeping like a baby. Digesting food. Going potty in a great healthy way. No, seriously.
Hey, you know, we all want to have a good
Going
potty.
up and down the stairs, being mobile, standing up for yourself, biting your tongue when you should. It's okay. So Sally wants, if life could be even better, why can't Sally have that? Right? Like Abraham Hicks says, it doesn't matter if it's a button or a castle. Doesn't matter, right?
You can create whatever you want.
If this is the frequency of
with your energy.
Do, this might be do, re, mi, fa, so. It's different. So. It's way up there. So. So that's different. So how's Sally going to get there? Well, here you go, honey. Do you want this?
Is this a good color?
I love that color. Well, I was going to use that for this.
Okay.
Oh, he's just going to...
Go for it.
Okay, so Sally's like, I want this. I want to be pain-free. I don't want my worries. I want to be this person who lets things just roll right off their shoulder. I want good bone density. I want muscle mass. I want to wake up feeling good and excited. I actually would love to have a sense of purpose. I'd like to feel that I am loved and loving. I'm open to my desires. So she's going to try to go up there. But the thing is, Sally can't get there from this way. There's no road there.
Why?
Why?
There is actually a road there.
Okay.
But it's the hard road.
It's unpaved.
There are ways in life that are the easy way, and then there's the hard way. This path actually exists for a lot of people. They walk up the mountain. They get eventually, not everyone, but a lot of people will get money. They will meet people. They can get muscles, all these things. Usually this is an issue, and this is an issue, and here's why.
But they may go like this, back here.
Well, a lot of times people try to get up here, and they do drop back down. But some people, they can change their energy through effort. but it takes a long time and a lot of effort. And usually by the time they get here, they're exhausted, their relationships are failing, they have money, but it's never enough. Their body is actually burned out because they've been pushing so hard to get there, right? There's another way. But here's one issue. Along this pathway, there are blockers.
Yep.
And these blockers are based on something Sabrina said earlier. Do you want to write the word? It's identity. It's your identity. It's an identity blocker. This person down here, who she is, doesn't have the identity yet to be this person. Now, like we said, you can work really hard to build that identity and get there, but it's the hard way. In the art of energy, there's something known as Wu Wei. Wu Wei, W-U-W-E-I. Wu Wei means effortless way. The effortless action will explain.
So, what would be the easiest way, the fastest way, and the lasting way, the only real way, what's the real reason?
This is flipped the wrong way.
Sally.
We're going to flip this because
Are you
we
sure?
think it is flipped the wrong way for you guys. We think that will make more sense now. Okay, let's keep going.
You can let us know in the chat, those of you who are here, is the writing the correct way now? So, remember we said, what's the real reason you keep getting the same results over and over? The real reason is that's the note you're singing. That's what you're presenting to life. See, so every cell in your body is new every 7 to 10 years. We all know that. So how can we have a chronic pain, a chronic habit, a chronic worry, or a chronic condition continue more than 10 years if every single cell of your body is new? It's because your brain, that's why we use mental processes to rewire and reprogram. Your brain is putting out the signals, I'll have more of that, please. It's almost like it doesn't know how to order anything different. If this is who I am, this is what I eat every day. I don't even know there's more choices on the menu. Dough, what are you going to have today? Dough, what are you going to have tomorrow? Dough, what are the results you're going to get? Dough. And dough might be pretty good. But if I want, guess what? Sally's got to rise. Right?
You guys know the song? Ride, Sally, ride.
Well, we're going to rise.
We're going to rise.
Sally, rise.
This is Sally. She's got to rise.
So
how does
Sally's
she do it?
Coming up here.
We were talking about what she does earlier. She's got to clear issues from her tissues. She has to open her energy. She has to raise her energy frequency. And as the energy and the emotions shift and come up, so does her way of thinking and her identity shifts. She is not the same person because energy affects your identity. Why? Because of the way you feel. And the way you feel affects the way you think. And you do that long enough, it creates a new identity. This identity can only have this level. This identity can try to work the very hard way, and usually it's super frustrating, and a lot of us know that there are blockers, and we have been trying that route. And it's why very few, they call it the 3%. Like 3% of people maybe make it up here. The reason that this is usually unfulfilling is because that person's energy was out of alignment. Meaning they were trying so hard to get these things to make themselves feel happy. And when they got there, those things didn't make them feel happy because they weren't in alignment with their energy. Now, what do we mean by energy? We mean you being tapped into you. Mm-hmm. Not all your programs, not our conditions, not our worries, not our stories, not things people told us. You should get this when you grow up. Energy comes from being in alignment with your soul.
Consistency and vibration.
With who and what we all are, which are we're spiritual beings having a physical experience, and we want to feel joy and love. So when our energy rises, as she says, through consistency, and our vibration comes up, well, Sabrina will explain what happens.
Well, because then Sally is no longer dough. She is, well, first of all, how does this happen? Well, in Satori method, we actually have what we call pillars. And these are things that we've learned through overcoming back injury, overcoming a lot of physical pain as athletes, overcoming addiction, anxiety, worry.
Money story.
And if you're
money
familiar
story.
with the Satori map, how we really focus on your connection to your heart, faith, the health of your physical body and your energy body, and really being aware of what the conscious mind is paying attention to and the program that the unconscious mind is running, because that's going to create your identity. So we call these pillars. They are like the 10 Commandments. They're like the 6 commandments of life force energy, and we call those the pillars. So how do you get up here? Well, you work your pillars.
So these are trainings that we've developed over the last 30 years to change your vibration.
And then along the way, you might get stuck, right? There's issues in the tissue. So what do you do?
It's really hard to see.
In addition to the pillars,
Maybe right
you
up
may
here.
use something called a physical activator to unblock your energy.
So we do a lot of activations to help
Yeah.
people clear those issues from their body. We do a lot of activations to get the energy to flow again.
These are simple physical, like routines.
And as the activation takes place in the body and the energy rises up, it comes up from the lower energy center into the middle energy center, your heart center. And the energy gets matured here. In Qigong, it's known as Shen. Shen is your spiritual essence, and you start to glow. There's a feeling of joy that bubbles up, and you feel very aligned with your heart. You feel a lot of love, a lot of compassion, a lot of unconditional energy, like abundance consciousness, and that energy keeps going up until it starts to talk to the brain.
Now, in addition to the issues in the tissues, and we're clearing it out with some kind of physical thing, at that point, in order for Sally to keep rising and not necessarily in sequential order, is the brain is being rewired. How are you changing mentally? So we call these processes. They're like mental processes that help you more quickly rewire the brain. Because as Tristan says, if you can see it, you can free it. Right? So when you become aware of the way that something is holding you back, we have mental processes where we release it, let go, reframe it.
If you only start here with mental processes and you don't activate and clear the body the way we open the show today, the programming that is trapped in your body's tissues pulls your vibration back down. So she goes up and down, trying to get here, kind of like that.
Yep.
But always comes back. And just do a check-in. Everything we are all vibrating and thinking right now has created or attracted what we have right now.
Yeah.
And if you've ever been trying to go beyond your set point right now and you have aspirations for this, just check in with yourself and ask, is it possible that I have energy disruptions and blockages and old stories trapped in my body that are preventing me from rising so that I am a match? Now you're up here, and this is vibrating at, you're a match. And you maybe have had times in your life where your vibration went up and things were easy. That's Wu Wei.
Right.
Wu Wei is effortless action. Doesn't mean you don't take effort, right? Like action, excuse me. But there's something that you might feel like the universe did a lot of the heavy lifting for
Yes.
you. It kind of made things happen
Flow.
in almost miraculous, kind of synchronistic ways that were so easy.
Because if when Sally rise, she's and this is
And this
it
is
can't
different
right?
vibration.
And we're not saying this is bad.
No.
But if you're still breathing, right? If you're still eating, if you're still pooping, you have things to do. You have ways to expand on the planet, right? You have contribution. So we should, in my opinion, we should all be saying, how else can I serve? How else can I grow? What else can I experience? How else can I be the hands of God moving through me? How can this child of God be more, do more, celebrate more? That's this. Well, it's certainly the one asking that question is it's what's really beautiful is when we dare to ask that question, we actually become a different person.
Will you write here for me with the blue? We believe, and we like to play with names and things, Sally's using life force, and she is so good at it, she has become what we call a life force ninja. I'm an old school martial artist. I've enrolled Sabrina in my martial art life, and you probably heard people say for years, you know, oh, they're a guru. Oh, he's so good, he's a guru. And then we started hearing people say, oh, he's a ninja. And we're like, yeah, let's manifest like ninjas, right? Let's get so good at these arts of energy, life force, that we feel like a ninja. So we call her a life force ninja. There you go.
So when we opened this episode, we talked about what is the real reason the aches, pain, stiffness, worry, limited belief either linger or keep coming back. And what we just showed you tonight is because the vibration, you are a vibrational frequency to that. So as long as I have the identity of I'm the person with the bum knee, how can I all of a sudden be the person with a healthy knee? So I actually have to do the things that I need to do. Now my identity is the person with the healthy knee, and the healthy knee is up here. This knee does not turn into this knee. It's a completely different vibration.
Those of you who have come to the energy arts have probably originally come to them for healing your physical body. Mm-hmm. And we want to say, that's awesome. That's the first manifestation. Mm. When you can learn to manifest with your physical body, then you start to build the confidence to manifest in the physical world. Mm. So that is another bridge we cross with energy arts, to be able to use energy to manifest physical things. So what would you like more of in your life right now that would feel like it came from your heart's desire? Because if it's fear-based or lack-based desire, like a lot of people come from fear and lack and they work their way up here and they still feel empty.
Yes.
The Zen masters call them hungry ghosts. No matter how much money they have, it's not enough. No matter how many people are in love with them, it's not enough.
Yeah.
Right? No matter how skinny they get, it's not enough. I always feel that I'm fat. Right? Like that's coming from outside yourself. Mm-hmm. We're talking about a spiritual journey where you feel beautiful no matter where you are on this path. Mm-hmm. Because you already have the connection to the feeling of life force.
And we love encouraging people to get in touch with, because something has happened in our society. Even at as early as 30, we stopped dreaming. We stopped saying what we want more of. Hey, I want more time. I want more time with my husband. I want more time to work out. I want more time with my kids. I want more time with my grandkids. I want to spend Christmas somewhere. I want to take 5-mile walks every day. Just anything. And we dampen that, like, oh, we shouldn't say that. Well, you're saying something. Because what you're currently saying, not you, me, what I'm currently saying is this. Look around your life, look around your body, and how do you feel? That's what we're saying. We have to sing different song. It's exciting. We have had, and this is not the time to share, but we will, the craziest, most absurdly beautiful,
wacky,
extraordinary, strange, probably for most people unbelievable things
magical,
happen so quickly because of these pillars that we can run everything by. Is this in alignment with that? Is this coming from what I have learned? Am I noticing how I feel? Am I getting rid of that with some mental process? And am I easily shifting my energy and getting those issues out of my tissues with some kind of activator? And it just makes life feel so much easier.
If there's one thing
it is exciting, says
that
Danny.
you learn from this presentation tonight, I hope, if it's one, and there's many, that I hope you get a lot of them, that is to do the right work in the right order. So if you're trying to change your thoughts and you're not taking care of your body and your energy, things keep coming back to the old way. So investigate the energy arts. Really, and we've been sharing this a lot with our students in our Life Force school. When you're doing your Qigong, if you want to cross the bridge into being a really beautiful conscious manifester, start also paying attention to how your story and your identity is changing while you're doing your practice. Don't try to fix something that's broken. Use it all as a gift. Oh, wow, my back was used as an excuse, I say, of my soul to get my attention, to put me on this path of higher learning.
And I feel like a lot of my addictions and anxiety, like so much anxiety and self-hatred, that was the catalyst for me to move in the direction that I moved towards. I wouldn't have had the hunger for the state of peace and the beautiful life that I've manifested so far, and I'm still expanding and will expand until my last breath. There can be a gratitude towards the dough, because all of a sudden, when you're aware of truth, you're like, do is beautiful, but there's a whole bunch of notes. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Wow, there's so much more. Why not? And then there's a whole nother octave, right? We don't have to just be finished. And we wanted to do this episode for you tonight to sort of give you a sneak peek of some of the things that you will learn when you join us in our upcoming program called the Life Force Ninja. And we won't go into all the details right now.
You can read about them there.
But yes, basically, in a nutshell, this program takes everything that our company is based on, the Satori method pillars. What I said, it's like the 10 Commandments. We should put these pillars on stone tablets, but instead they're on video. Then you can digest them. And these are our pillars. It explains the map of the way we approach the life, how you find where is your body leaking life force, how do you find out what is your core driver, how do you find that drive again at this part of our life to expand more when maybe we started to rest on our laurels, how do we focus on letting all boats rise with the tide and not leave our center to run over here and make somebody happy and run over here and make somebody happy and try to get healthy over here and try to make some money over here. How do we stay in the center and let the whole life blossom? And we've created 9 physical activators to help you clear the blocks and get the issues out of the tissues. You have lifetime access to all of this. And then 9 mental processes, 9 ways, especially when you catch it, to rewire the brain, to start looking at that old story that you were telling in a completely different way. It's like pulling the storybook out of your brain and erasing some of it and writing it the way you want it, closing the book and reinserting. It's gone. And one of the pillars on Moses' tablet, is called mental kung fu, and this process this pillar is something that you will learn to use every day, where you're going to start noticing as soon as you get off, as soon as your energy is off, and all of a sudden, where you've never thought it before, you're like, oh my gosh, every time before that hurts, I have this feeling or that thought.
As Sally's rising, life always happens and tries to derail her and pull her back down, or Bob or Joe or whoever. So as the rise is happening, she gets so good at noticing when something goes awry. And she whips out her tablet called Mental Kung Fu. And she has 6 steps that she goes through to recalibrate her energy so she can keep rising. Mm-hmm. And that's an ongoing process. Yeah. Without that, we go up and then we get stuck because life happens. Old stories show up and we must clear them. And then if she's doing her Mental Kung Fu technique, it shows her exactly when to do an activator.
That's right.
Because she'll realize, oh, I need to release that block, and she does that activator right there, and then she might, right after that, do a mental process. Like, it's so beautifully designed, and it ties all the things about personal development that you've probably been exposed to into a holistic system. It's very, very inclusive, and it'll make the techniques and the other programs you have work for you even better.
But we're not just going to give you all the recordings and all the modules. We're actually going to take you through it.
We're going to coach
There's 14 hours of live coaching where we meet with the people going through the program and help you understand it and integrate it. And those live calls are on Zoom and they are recorded. So if you miss one, don't worry, you can catch up. And then even better, we are going to give you 3 months membership in our Life Force Dojo.
That's another cool.
If you've never been in our dojo, there's up to 4 classes a week to come to. 2 are Qigong and
Activators.
2 are energy fitness classes.
More
They're
activation.
at a variety of times. If you're already a dojo member, we add 3 months to your current membership. Another bonus that you get, a fast action bonus, is it's covered. There's a big poster of our map so that you understand this pillar and the way that we look at life. So it's a copy of that. If you attended Alive and Thrive or you didn't, you're going to get 3 weeks to watch those replays. And then when all of that is done, we're going to take 10 or 12 weeks.
One more big bonus.
To go through the Life Force Ninja program with plenty of breath. We're also adding new things that we haven't had in the program before during the live sessions. It's a new way to create an activation board, something that you look at that is going to remind you of everything that you are and who you are, and it's going to remind you of
what you want.
It's going to be a physical representation of that. It's called an activation board. And we're going to help you create a character board. Who does Sally need to be to have that? So it's very creative. It's very fun. There's a lot of neuro thought to hand to pen that's going to be happening this time. And then when that whole 10 or 12 weeks is over, the live sessions mostly meet on Saturdays at 1 o'clock Texas time. If there's a conflict on Saturday, we move it to Sunday. So it works for almost all countries. But when that whole course is over, there's another bonus where we will hold your hand for 3 more months with monthly live sessions in a program we have called the Ninja Circle. So
I need to inject something.
This extended period of time is where real change happens, because the real reason that we don't be doing half what we want is our energy is off. But the other thing is we have to have it vibrating at for a sustained period of time, or it's just going to go back to
True that.
Yes, inject, baby, inject.
When I'm listening to you share all of that, I think, oh, come on. And more coaching, and oh, come on. You're going to support me. That sounds too good to be true, right? Like, who's going to spend that much time helping somebody really get this?
You're right, we shouldn't offer it.
And we've been studying coaching for decades, and so we've worked with a lot of people, and we also get coached. We have mentors that help us get better at what we do. And one of the main reasons why people don't follow through is they don't have the accountability to stay on track.
Or the teachers let just one of, not that people's staff aren't good, but they're actually not doing the coaching themselves.
But that word accountability gets thrown around so much. What accountability leads to is consistency. And what Sabrina wrote on that poster board, for Sally to get to that vibration, it has to be consistent. Mm-hmm. Now, Sabrina is a ballet dancer from a young age. I'm a martial arts student and teacher. We're both teachers. And so we have been around teachers who taught us to be consistent. Mm-hmm. And that's how we gained mastery in our different domains. So if you really do want to be a Life Force ninja, then consistency and accountability is essential. Now, we deliver this in a way that is still time efficient, because we don't want to suck up all your time, but in a way that's on a regular basis, and that's the only way to upgrade your identity is through consistency.
Yeah.
So.
Just to answer a couple questions in the chat, we have many students who currently are struggling with bone loss, some severe, and also sarcopenia, muscle mass. 2 of the programs in the dojo are specifically address that. The Life Force Ninja program is not an extremely physical program. That would be excellent for someone struggling with bone loss. And then with that bonus of 3 months in the dojo, where you can totally modify. The motto in our fitness, energy fitness classes is, what can I do? So yes, it would be great. If you are on the healing journey for any part of your body that has limited mobility, this is like, yes. It's like a big, like, hell yes. Plus, it's like crazy discounted, insanely discounted with a 6-pay option.
We'll go to this link. We'll say it just in case someone's listening.
Now, in real time.
Sabrina, will you say it?
Yes, satorimethod.com/yes. The fast action bonuses of the 3 weeks to watch Alive and Thrive and a copy of the poster, those are going away. The orientation is this coming Sunday, which is
time sensitive.
30 days has September, March
31.
31st.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. Well, that's what we have for you today. We hope that you enjoyed Rise,
Sally, Rise.
These concepts took us a long time to figure out because it kept putting us into healing work. And healing work is amazing, but that's just the first manifestation. There's vitality building, and then there's conscious creation in all the different areas of life. That's what that map is all about. We're so excited to share it. It's totally our life's work. And guess what?
See, the energy's going to rise.
From the root, from here to here. Anyway, we are very excited to share this journey because it's taken many years to figure out how to articulate it and create a system.
Mobile.
A system that absolutely rocks so that you can manifest like a ninja. On that note,
Come and join us. It's so much fun.
much love. See you soon.